How Cadbury Dairy Milk is made. The complete process from cocoa beans to chocolate bar. Imagine unwrapping a bar of Cadbury Dairy Milk, the iconic purple wrapper crinkling between your fingers as you anticipate that first smooth, creamy bite. But do you know how that chocolate bar made it into your hands? You might be surprised by the journey it takes, starting with cocoa beans picked from farms far away and ending up in your favorite grocery store. Stick with me because today we're taking a deep dive into how this delicious treat is made, from the first step to the last, packed with fascinating details you won't want to miss. If you're into food processing, factories, and behind-the-scenes secrets of how your favorite treats are made, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more. A quick history of Cadbury Dairy Milk. From England to American homes. Before we dive into the factory process, let's take a quick detour into the history of Cadbury Dairy Milk. It all started in 1824 when John Cadbury opened up a small shop in Birmingham, England. He didn't start with chocolate bars, he actually sold drinking chocolate. By the 19th century, Cadbury had become one of the most recognized names in the chocolate world, especially after launching the famous Dairy Milk bar in 1905. Why was Dairy Milk such a game changer? It was the first time a chocolate bar contained such a high concentration of milk, which gave it a uniquely creamy texture and taste that set it apart from competitors. This emphasis on creaminess is what still makes Dairy Milk a favorite around the world today, including here in the United States. In fact, Cadbury Dairy Milk became so popular in the US that it's a staple on grocery store shelves nationwide. Even though Cadbury originated in England, its impact in the US has been significant. Over the years, the American audience has embraced this chocolate as one of its favorites, contributing to the massive global success of the Cadbury brand. The ingredients: cocoa, milk, and sugar. The foundation of great chocolate. Every great chocolate starts with great ingredients, and Cadbury Dairy Milk is no exception. The story begins on cocoa farms, mainly in tropical regions like Ghana and the Ivory Coast. These areas are known for growing some of the world's finest cocoa beans, and Cadbury relies on these beans to give their chocolate its distinctive taste. The cocoa beans are harvested, fermented, and then dried in the sun, which is an important step to develop their flavor. Once dried, the beans are packed into sacks and shipped off to Cadbury factories around the world, including those that supply chocolate to the US market. But cocoa isn't the only key ingredient. Cadbury Dairy Milk wouldn't be dairy milk without, well, milk. In fact, it's the inclusion of a lot of fresh milk that gives the chocolate its signature smoothness and creamy texture. In many factories, local farms supply this fresh milk, which is carefully tested for quality. Finally, we can't forget about sugar. Sugar plays a huge role in chocolate production, balancing out the bitterness of the cocoa and making the flavor sweet and pleasant. Cadbury uses sugar sourced from sugarcane and sugar beet farms, ensuring that each bar has just the right amount of sweetness. These three ingredients, cocoa, milk, and sugar, form the foundation of Cadbury Dairy Milk. Step 1. Roasting the cocoa beans. Once the ingredients arrive at the factory, the magic begins. First up, we have the roasting of cocoa beans. When the beans arrive, they're far from ready to become chocolate. They need to be roasted to develop their flavor. Think of it like roasting coffee beans. The heat brings out all the rich, complex flavors that we associate with high-quality chocolate. In Cadbury factories, this process is controlled with state-of-the-art machines that roast the beans at just the right temperature. If the beans are roasted too long, they can become burnt and bitter. Too little roasting, and the beans don't develop the deep chocolatey taste that we all love. The beans are roasted in large, rotating drums, which ensure that every single bean gets evenly roasted. This is a critical part of the process because the flavor of the roasted beans will directly impact the flavor of the final chocolate product. Cadbury's expertise in roasting is one of the reasons their chocolate has such a consistent, high-quality taste. Once the beans have been roasted to perfection, it's time to move on to the grinding process. The roasted beans are passed through grinders, which break them down into small nibs, tiny pieces of cocoa beans. These nibs are then further ground into a thick, liquid paste known as cocoa mass. This is where the chocolate-making process truly begins. At this point, the cocoa mass is rich and aromatic, but it's not quite chocolate yet. It still needs to be refined and processed further. Cadbury's factory machines handle this step with precision, ensuring that the cocoa mass is ground down into a super smooth texture. Next comes the pressing stage. The cocoa mass is pressed under high pressure to separate the cocoa solids from the cocoa butter. Both components are important for making chocolate. Cocoa butter in particular is crucial for creating that smooth, melt-in-your-mouth texture that Cadbury Dairy Milk is famous for. Step 3. Mixing the ingredients. Cocoa, milk, and sugar unite. Once the cocoa mass has been prepared, it's time to mix it with milk and sugar to create the creamy Cadbury Dairy Milk flavor. Fresh milk is brought in from local farms, and sugar is added in precise quantities to balance the bitterness of the cocoa. This step is incredibly important because getting the right balance of cocoa, milk, and sugar is what gives Cadbury Dairy Milk its signature taste. Too much milk and the chocolate becomes too sweet. Too much cocoa and it becomes too bitter. The ratio is key, and Cadbury has perfected this balance over decades of chocolate-making experience. The mixture of cocoa, milk, and sugar is blended together in massive vats, ensuring that all the ingredients are fully integrated. The result? A smooth, creamy mixture that is starting to look and taste more like the chocolate you know and love. Smoothing the mixture. Now that the ingredients are blended, it's time for the conching process. This is where the mixture is stirred and heated for several hours to create an ultra-smooth texture. Conching machines are massive, and they work around the clock to ensure that each batch of chocolate is as smooth as possible. Why is this step so important? Conching allows the chocolate to develop a finer texture by breaking down any remaining particles. It also helps to develop the flavor by allowing any unwanted acids to evaporate, leaving behind the rich, creamy taste that Cadbury Dairy Milk is known for. Depending on the type of chocolate being produced, the conching process can take anywhere from a few hours to up to 24 hours. The longer the chocolate is conched, the smoother and more refined the final product will be. Once the chocolate has been conched, it's time to temper it. Tempering is the process of carefully heating and cooling the chocolate to give it the perfect texture and shine. If you've ever noticed that high-quality chocolate has a shiny appearance and a satisfying snap when you break it, that's all thanks to tempering. During this process, the chocolate is heated to a specific temperature and then cooled down at a controlled rate. This allows the cocoa butter in the chocolate to crystallize properly, which gives the chocolate that smooth, glossy finish. In Cadbury's factories, tempering machines handle this step with extreme precision. If the chocolate isn't tempered correctly, it can end up with a dull appearance and a grainy texture. Not exactly what you want in a chocolate bar. Tempering is a crucial step that ensures the final product has the right consistency, appearance, and mouthfeel. Now that the chocolate has been tempered, it's time to mold it into the iconic Cadbury Dairy Milk bar shape. The tempered chocolate is poured into specially designed molds that give the bars their signature rectangular shape. These molds are precision engineered to ensure that every bar is exactly the same. The chocolate is poured into the molds using fully automated machines, which can handle thousands of bars at a time. The machines work quickly and efficiently, ensuring that each bar is filled to the exact right amount of chocolate. Once the molds are filled, they're passed through a cooling tunnel, where the chocolate hardens and takes on its final shape. These cooling tunnels are kept at a precise temperature to ensure that the chocolate sets properly. Too much cooling, and the chocolate can become brittle. Too little, and it won't set properly. By the end of the step, the chocolate has solidified and taken on the shape of the final Cadbury Dairy Milk bar. If Cadbury is making a variation of dairy milk, such as a bar with almonds or caramel, these ingredients are added during the molding process. For example, almonds are roasted and then added to the liquid chocolate just before it's poured into the molds. This ensures that the almonds are evenly distributed throughout the bar. In the case of caramel-filled dairy milk, the caramel is added in the center of the bar before the final layer of chocolate is poured on top. This ensures that every bite of the bar has a perfect balance of chocolate and caramel. These variations are produced with the same level of precision and care as the original dairy milk bars, ensuring that every version of the product meets Cadbury's high standards. Once the chocolate bars have cooled and solidified, they're ready to be packaged. The packaging process is fully automated, with machines wrapping each bar in the iconic purple wrapper that we all recognize. The wrappers are designed to protect the chocolate from light, heat, and moisture, which could affect its taste and texture. In fact, the packaging is specifically engineered to ensure that the chocolate stays fresh, even if it's sitting on the store shelves for a while. After the bars are wrapped, they're packed into boxes and prepared for shipping. But before they leave the factory, there's one more important step: quality control. Quality control is a critical part of the chocolate-making process. After all, Cadbury has a reputation to uphold, and they want to make sure that every bar meets their high standards. Once the bars are packaged, they go through a series of automated checks. Machines scan the bars for imperfections, such as air bubbles, cracks, or uneven shapes. Any bars that don't meet the standards are discarded or melted down to be reused in the next batch. But the quality control process doesn't stop there. Factory workers also perform random taste tests to ensure that the chocolate has the right flavor and texture. After all, machines can't taste, so it's up to the experts to make sure the product is up to par. Once the chocolate bars have passed the quality control checks, they're ready to be shipped out. The bars are packed into boxes and loaded onto trucks, which transport them to distribution centers. From there, they're sent to stores all across the United States, ensuring that Americans from coast to coast can enjoy their favorite chocolate. The logistics of distributing chocolate are complex, especially when you consider the need to maintain temperature control during transport. Chocolate is sensitive to heat, and if it melts during shipping, it can ruin the product. That's why Cadbury takes extra care to ensure that the chocolate is stored and transported in optimal conditions. In recent years, Cadbury has placed a strong emphasis on sustainability and ethical sourcing. The company is committed to using fair trade cocoa, which means that the cocoa farmers are paid fairly for their work and are provided with resources to improve their communities. Cadbury has also made efforts to reduce its environmental footprint by minimizing water usage and reducing waste in its factories. These initiatives are part of the company's broader commitment to creating a more sustainable future for the chocolate industry. Did you know that Cadbury Dairy Milk is sold in more than 50 countries around the world? Every year, millions of pounds of Cadbury Dairy Milk are consumed by Americans, making it one of the most popular chocolate brands in the US. Cadbury was the first chocolate manufacturer to receive the royal warrant from Queen Victoria, making it the official supplier of chocolate to the British royal family. Enjoying this deep dive into the world of Cadbury Dairy Milk? Make sure to comment with your favorite chocolate flavor and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss more behind-the-scenes looks at your favorite foods. Heaven, now that you know how Cadbury Dairy Milk is made, you'll appreciate every bite even more. From the careful roasting of cocoa beans to the precise molding and packaging, every step of the process is designed to create the perfect chocolate bar. Cadbury Dairy Milk isn't just a treat, it's a product of craftsmanship, technology, and passion. So the next time you unwrap a bar, take a moment to savor the journey that brought it from cocoa farms to your local store. This tasty spread, believe it or not, isn't just a staple of American pantries. It has a rich history dating back thousands of years, originating in South America. Archaeological evidence suggests that this ingredient was first cultivated in the region, now known as Peru and Brazil. As Spanish and Portuguese explorers made their way through the Americas in the 16th century, they encountered peanuts and quickly realized their potential. They brought them back to Europe, and from there, peanuts spread globally, reaching Africa, Asia, and eventually North America. In today's video, we're not only diving deeper into the origin of this daily food essential, we're also showing the end-to-end process of making it from the scratch. Subscribe to get hold of more process knowledge of these American staples. Let's fast forward to the late 19th century, and we enter the era where peanuts would transform into one of the most beloved spreads in the world. The credit for this creation often goes to Dr. John Harvey Kellogg, a well-known figure in the world of health foods. In 1895, Dr. Kellogg patented a process for making peanut butter by milling raw peanuts into a paste. His goal wasn't to create a tasty spread, but rather a nutritious protein source for patients who had difficulty chewing solid food. Peanut butter soon transitioned from a health food item to a beloved staple in American households. By the early 20th century, peanut butter was being produced on a larger scale, becoming an integral part of the American diet. Cultivation. The journey from peanut seed to peanut butter begins with the cultivation process. Peanuts thrive in warm climates with sandy, well-drained soil. The United States, China, and India are the top producers of peanuts, with the southeastern states like Georgia, Alabama, and Florida being the primary regions for peanut farming in the U.S. Peanut plants are unique because they grow underground, unlike most other legumes. Farmers start by planting peanut seeds, typically in late spring when the soil temperature reaches around 65 degrees Fahrenheit. The seeds are sown about 1.5 to 2 inches deep, with rows spaced about 3 feet apart to allow ample room for growth. The peanut plant itself is a low-growing, bushy plant with small yellow flowers. After the flowers bloom and fertilize, the plant's pegs, the fertilized ovary, elongate and grow downward into the soil where the peanut pods develop. Peanuts need about 120 to 150 days to mature, depending on the variety and growing conditions. They require well-distributed rainfall or irrigation during this period, especially during the flowering and pod development stages. Too much moisture at the wrong time can lead to diseases like mold, while too little can stunt the plant's growth and reduce yields. Once the peanuts have matured, typically in late summer or early fall, it's time for harvesting. The first step in this process involves digging the plants out of the ground. Specialized machinery, known as peanut diggers or lifters, is used for this purpose. These machines dig into the soil, uproot the entire plant, and shake off the excess dirt. The plants are then inverted, with the peanuts facing upward, and left to dry in the field for a few days. This process is known as windrowing. After the peanuts have dried sufficiently, another machine called a peanut combine or thresher is used to separate the peanuts from the plant. The combine gently shakes the peanuts off the plant while keeping the shells intact. The harvested peanuts are then collected and transported to processing facilities, where they'll undergo further steps to become the peanut butter we all know and love. After harvesting, the peanuts still contain too much moisture for safe storage and processing. To reduce the moisture content to an ideal level, around 8 to 10%, peanuts are dried naturally in the sun. They are spread out in thin layers on drying platforms or left in the field, depending on the region and farming practices. This drying process is crucial because it prevents mold and aflatoxin contamination, a harmful substance produced by certain molds that can grow on peanuts if they are stored with too much moisture. Sun drying can take several days, during which the peanuts are regularly turned to ensure even drying. In some larger operations, mechanical dryers are used to speed up the process, especially in regions where the weather is too unpredictable for sun drying. Once the peanuts are sufficiently dried, they are transported to processing facilities, where the first step is to clean them. The harvested peanuts are usually mixed with dirt, stones, twigs, and other foreign materials. To remove these impurities, the peanuts are passed through a series of screens, blowers, and gravity separators. Screens help to sift out larger debris, while air blowers remove lighter materials like dust and leaves. Gravity separators use vibration and airflow to sort the peanuts based on density, helping to remove any remaining stones or heavier debris. This initial cleaning ensures that the peanuts are free from contaminants and ready for the next stage of processing. With the peanuts cleaned, the next step is to remove their shells. Shelling peanuts is a delicate process because the goal is to crack open the shells without damaging the kernels inside. This is done using specialized machines that apply just enough pressure to break the shells without crushing the peanuts. The shelled peanuts are then passed through a series of screens and blowers to separate the kernels from the broken shells. The peanut kernels are collected, while the shells are either discarded or used for other purposes, such as mulch or fuel. Sorting. After cleaning, the peanuts are sorted based on size and quality. Sorting is essential because peanuts of different sizes and qualities are used for various purposes. For instance, larger, higher quality peanuts are often reserved for whole roasted peanuts or gourmet peanut butter, while smaller or blemished peanuts may be used for peanut oil extraction or lower grade peanut butter. Sorting is typically done using electronic sorting machines equipped with cameras that can detect size, shape, and color. These machines quickly and accurately separate the peanuts into different categories. Peanuts that don't meet the quality standards are either discarded or sent for other uses, such as animal feed or industrial applications. Manual inspection. Even with all the machinery involved, human hands and eyes still play a critical role in ensuring the quality of the peanuts. After shelling, the peanuts go through a manual inspection stage where workers visually examine them for defects. This step is crucial for maintaining the high standards required for peanut butter production. Workers look for peanuts that are damaged, discolored, or have any signs of mold or contamination. These peanuts are removed from the production line. Only the best quality peanuts move forward for further processing, ensuring that the final product is both safe and delicious. Before peanuts can be turned into butter, they need to undergo a process called blanching, which removes their reddish-brown skins. Blanching is typically done by exposing the peanuts to dry heat or boiling them briefly in water. The heat causes the skins to loosen, making them easier to remove. Once the skins are loose, the peanuts are passed through rollers that gently rub off the skins. The blanched peanuts are then inspected again to ensure all the skins have been removed. This step is important not only for improving the texture of the peanut butter, but also for reducing any bitterness that the skins might impart. Roasting is where the magic happens, transforming bland, raw peanuts into the rich, flavorful nuts we associate with peanut butter. Peanuts are roasted at carefully controlled temperatures to develop their flavor and reduce moisture content. The roasting temperature and time can vary depending on the desired flavor profile, with light, medium, and dark roasts all offering different taste experiences. Roasting typically takes place in large, rotating ovens that ensure even heat distribution. The peanuts are continuously monitored to prevent over-roasting, which can lead to bitterness or burning. After roasting, the peanuts are quickly cooled to stop the cooking process and lock in their flavor. Immediately after roasting, the peanuts are rapidly cooled to prevent them from continuing to cook in their own residual heat. This cooling process is crucial for maintaining the desired texture and flavor of the peanuts. Cooling is usually done using fans or cool air blowers that quickly reduce the temperature of the roasted peanuts. By cooling the peanuts quickly, manufacturers ensure they retain the right consistency for the next stage of processing. Proper cooling also helps maintain the peanuts' natural oils, which are essential for creating smooth, creamy peanut butter. The cooled roasted peanuts are now ready for grinding, the stage where they begin to take on the form of peanut butter. In the initial grinding process, the peanuts are ground into a coarse paste. This grinding action breaks down the peanut kernels, releasing their natural oils and creating a thick, gritty mixture. To achieve the smooth or chunky texture that consumers love, the coarse peanut paste undergoes further grinding. For smooth peanut butter, the paste is ground repeatedly until it reaches a creamy, uniform consistency. For chunky peanut butter, some coarsely ground peanuts are added back into the mixture after the fine grinding stage to create those satisfying bits of peanut. During this stage, manufacturers may also add salt, sugar, or oil to enhance the flavor and texture of the peanut butter. These additives help balance the natural oils and improve the spreadability of the final product. Homogenization is a crucial step in ensuring that peanut butter has a consistent texture and doesn't separate over time. In this process, the peanut butter is subjected to high pressure, which breaks down the oil and peanut particles into smaller, uniformly distributed pieces. This high-pressure blending process helps prevent the natural peanut oils from separating and rising to the top of the jar, which is a common issue in natural peanut butter. The result is a smooth, creamy spread that stays stable on the shelf and is easy to spread on bread, crackers, or anything else you might want to pair with peanut butter. Once the peanut butter has reached its final texture, it's ready to be packaged. The finished product is transferred to automated filling machines that carefully portion it into jars. These machines are designed to ensure that each jar is filled with the correct amount of peanut butter, maintaining consistency across the entire batch. After filling, the jars are immediately sealed to preserve freshness and prevent contamination. The sealing process typically involves placing a tamper-evident lid on the jar and applying a vacuum or heat seal to create an airtight seal. This step is essential for ensuring that the peanut butter stays fresh and safe for consumption until it reaches the consumer. With the jars sealed, the next step is labeling. Automated machines apply labels to the jars, ensuring that each one is correctly identified with branding, nutritional information, and other required details. The labels also include important information like the product's ingredients, allergen warnings, and expiration dates. Before the jars leave the production facility, they undergo a final inspection to ensure they meet all quality standards. Inspectors check that the jars are properly sealed, labeled, and free from defects. Any jars that don't pass this inspection are removed from the production line and either reprocessed or discarded. Packing for distribution. The labeled jars of peanut butter are now ready for distribution. They are packed into boxes, which are then loaded onto pallets for easy transportation. The boxes are carefully arranged to maximize space and minimize the risk of damage during shipping. Imagine waking up to strawberry jam on toast. Have you ever wondered how this delicious dessert gets its sweetness, tartness, and flavor? How can companies make millions of strawberry jam jars all taste the same? Today, we'll take you inside a huge factory where new technology and classic tastes make the ultimate strawberry jam. Before we begin, please follow, subscribe, and share for more gourmet stuff that will delight your taste buds like anything. The best strawberry jam starts before the fruit arrive at the facility. The strawberries are carefully grown in the fields. Strawberry health and quality are crucial to a high-grade product. Strawberry farmers follow specific agricultural criteria to grow strawberries in nutrient-rich soil and manage it for optimal development. Modern technology is essential for excellence. Advanced robots help plant strawberry seeds. Each seedling is planted in precisely calibrated pots by these robots for consistent growth. Ideal nutritional balance is achieved by filling containers with soil and organic materials. Sensors on the robots monitor soil moisture levels and automatically regulate plant watering. This precise watering system promotes healthy strawberry growth by preventing overwatering and underwatering. Strawberry plants receive the necessary sunshine, water, and nutrients. Farmers monitor plants for disease and pests and use eco-friendly solutions. Each strawberry is nutritious, juicy, and full of flavor. The exquisite jam that will fill millions of jars starts with these strawberries. After strawberries reach optimum maturity, harvesting begins. But this crop is special. Modern engineering and accuracy are used to pick strawberries in a huge plant that makes millions of jars. Strawberry picking by hand is no longer laborious and time-consuming. Advanced robots do the work with unsurpassed efficiency and care. These robots use delicate clutches to remove strawberries off their stems without hurting or harming them. The clutches can differentiate ripe from unripe strawberries, ensuring that only the best berries are used for jam. Strawberry picking is difficult since the strawberries grow at different levels. Some strawberries are low to the ground, some are high. The robots have multi-level harvesting to handle this. They pick strawberries efficiently and are interesting to watch since they can reach them from wherever. The robots delicately clip each strawberry from its stem as they go across the fields, preserving the fruit. This amount of automation protects strawberry quality as well as speed. Minimizing human handling reduces bruising and contamination. Strawberry harvests are promptly protected and sent to the facility for processing. The outcome is a batch of excellent strawberries for jam. After harvesting, strawberries are taken to the factory for quality tests. This stage is critical for selecting the finest strawberries for the product. Strawberries start at the scale. To guarantee sufficient delivery, the berries are weighed here. Although easy, this step is crucial to jam manufacturing uniformity. The sorting unit receives strawberries after the weighing station. True magic happens here. Manual and computerized tests ensure that only the finest strawberries advance in the sorting process. This is when the strawberries are checked for damage or flaws. Strawberry manufacturing is stopped if it doesn't satisfy factory requirements. But sorting continues. Advanced robots with cutting-edge technology help with quality control. These strawberry robots automatically recognize and remove undesired pieces like the green hull. Robots function with incredible accuracy. The strawberry remains entire because they can remove the shell without hurting the rest. Manual and automatic sorting guarantees that jam-making strawberries are of the greatest quality. These details set this factory different as it seeks to make the greatest strawberry jam. After thorough sorting and quality control, strawberries are ready for washing. Food manufacturing requires cleanliness and safety. Thus, this facility cleans strawberries before making jam. The initial wash removes dirt, sand, and microscopic insects that may have stuck to the strawberries after picking. This is done using water and moderate vibrations. During a fine water mist, a vibrating conveyor belt sweeps off loose particles from strawberries. This gentle method cleans strawberries without damaging them. However, one wash is not enough to provide maximum cleanliness. Specialized sprays or chlorine dioxide misting clean the fruit again. The initial wash may have missed pesticide residues and germs. Therefore, this step is essential. The solution is precisely adjusted to clean strawberries safely. This additional wash guarantees that the strawberries are clean and safe for their future voyage. Cleanliness at the plant goes above statutory standards to ensure that every jar of strawberry jam contains the finest components. After washing and cleaning strawberries, keep their fresh flavor. Strawberries are swiftly frozen utilizing modern freezing equipment. This preserves the strawberries' inherent sweetness and flavor, making jam taste as fresh as when they were collected. To avoid mushy strawberries, freezing is carefully managed. Food-grade containers prevent strawberries from freezer burn and other damage. The canisters are sealed firmly to preserve freshness. Freezing strawberries has two benefits. The facility can make jam year-round, independent of strawberry harvesting season. The factory may preserve strawberries till production by freezing vast quantities. The supply of high-quality strawberries is guaranteed even during off-seasons. Second, freezing preserves strawberry nutrients. Freezing preserves vitamins, antioxidants, and other nutrients, making the product pleasant and healthy. The frozen strawberries are ready for jam manufacturing. After freezing and preserving strawberries, make jam. The magic comes when the manufacturer mixes frozen strawberries with other ingredients to produce the right flavor, sweetness, and texture. Strawberry thaws slowly in big mixing machines. Strawberry form and taste are preserved by the machine's even thawing. The jam's basis is made by gently crushing frozen strawberries to liberate their juices. Sugar is applied to crushed strawberries. Sugar is calibrated to achieve the right sweetness without dominating strawberry taste. Sugar sweetens and preserves jam. Sugar alone won't make the perfect jam. The manufacturer adds pectin. Jam's smooth, spreadable consistency depends on fruit pectin, a natural thickener. Jam without pectin is runny and hard to spread. The pectin dosage is carefully managed to make the jam thick but not rigid. In huge pots, strawberries, sugar, and pectin are cooked. Heating is essential for sugar dissolution and pectin activation. Monitoring the temperature ensures the mixture gets the appropriate consistency without burning or overcooking. A wonderful aromatic strawberry combination is ready for jam. Perfectly cooking the jam mixture is an art. A flavorful, smooth, spreadable texture is desired. The firm must carefully supervise the cooking process to maintain the jam's consistency at this point. The jam mixture is cooked in big, temperature-controlled pots with stirring devices. To maintain the correct combination temperature, the sensors monitor it continually. Too much heat can thicken jam and ruin its taste. It may be too low, causing runny jam. To prevent sticking and guarantee consistent cooking, the mixture is regularly stirred. The stirring breaks down any leftover strawberry fragments, giving a smooth, homogeneous texture. The manufacturer gets the greatest results with manual and automatic stirring. Skilled personnel make changes as machines agitate. Getting the appropriate taste and texture balance is key when preparing jam. The manufacturer taste checks the jam throughout the cooking process to assure flavor and smoothness. The jam's sweetness, flavor intensity, and texture are assessed. Any necessary tweaks are performed immediately to guarantee the final product matches the factory's high standards. After reaching the right consistency, the jam is quality tested. Spread a tiny amount of jam on toast or crackers after cooling. This test lets the factory assess the jam's final texture and spreadability. The jam can proceed with production if it passes this test. After optimal cooking, the jam needs finishing touches before packaging. To get the right consistency and flavor, chill and churn the cooked jam. The jam must be cooled first. After heating, the jam is moved to enormous cooling tanks to cool to room temperature. Slowly cooling the jam prevents sugar crystallization and preserves its glossy look. The cooling tank's gentle stirs keep the jam flowing, preventing it from hardening too rapidly and generating an uneven texture. The jam is churned as it cools to smooth it out and properly combine the components. Churning the jam breaks up air bubbles from cooking, making it thick and spreadable. The manufacturer optimizes outcomes using mechanical and hand churners. The churners simulate hand churning to make jam smooth and lump-free. Jam flavors blend and develop during churning. This procedure helps the strawberry's inherent flavors emerge, creating a rich, deep taste. The manufacturer does a final tasting test to verify the jam has the right sweetness, flavor, and texture. After churning and cooling, jam can be packaged. The warm, silky jam is ready to eat, full of taste. Now that the jam is cool, package it. A huge factory that makes millions of jars of strawberry jam uses a highly automated and efficient packaging process to fill each jar with the right quantity of jam and seal it to retain freshness. Filling jars with jam begins packing. Pumps from cooling tanks feed jam onto automatic filling equipment. These devices fill each jar with the right amount of jam, maintaining uniformity throughout manufacturing. The filling procedure is strictly managed to avoid spills and contamination. The jam is put into the jars quickly and at the appropriate temperature to retain its smooth texture. To preserve freshness, jars are sealed shortly after filling. Fully automated machinery tighten and seal jar lids. Airtight lids keep air and pollutants out of jars. Preserving jam taste and preventing spoiling requires this. After sealing, the jars are washed to eliminate any jam that leaked during filling. This keeps jars clean and attractive on shop shelves. The washing station cleans jars without breaking labels or seals with water and soft brushes. Packaging ends with labeling. A labeling machine puts brand labels on jars. We position and apply labels meticulously for a professional look. The labels contain the product name, ingredients, nutritional information, and expiration date. Each jar is examined for quality after labeling to fulfill the factory's rigorous requirements. Strawberry jam jars are almost ready for retail shipping after being filled, sealed, and labeled. Bulk packing is the final stage before they leave the facility. The jars are carefully packed onto pallets or cartons for shipment. Packaging protects jars throughout shipment, ensuring they arrive in great condition. Packaging the jars firmly prevents movement, which might harm them or their contents. The packaged jars are chilled until transported to retain freshness. Modern refrigeration systems in the factory store jam at the right temperature to preserve flavor and texture. Quality control is crucial from strawberry picking to packing. The business uses strict quality control to ensure every jar of strawberry jam meets the highest flavor, texture, and safety requirements. Quality control is done throughout production. This involves checking strawberries for freshness and quality before processing, monitoring cooking and chilling for uniformity, and assessing the finished product before packaging. Random jam samples are taken by the factory to assess flavor, texture, and safety. Along with these tests, the facility has a staff of quality control professionals that ensure food safety during manufacturing. This involves checking for pollutants, sanitizing manufacturing equipment, and auditing the production process. The manufacturer guarantees high-quality strawberry jam by following tight quality control procedures, ensuring consumers a delightful product. Now more than ever, sustainability is crucial, and the factory takes its environmental obligations seriously. The strawberry jam industry uses numerous eco-friendly methods to lessen its environmental effect and promote sustainability. One important approach is water recycling. From washing strawberries to cleaning equipment, the industry consumes a lot of water. The plant uses a cutting-edge water recycling technology to gather and filter spent water for cleaning and other non-critical activities. The plant reduces its carbon impact using energy-efficient technology and lighting. Electricity-efficient motors run the production lines, while the factory's lighting system saves electricity. The firm also uses renewable electricity to reduce its environmental effect. Finding sustainable sources for ingredients is another crucial part of the factory's sustainability initiatives. For instance, the jam's sugar comes from sustainable farms. This guarantees high-quality ingredients and promotes environmentally friendly farming. Advanced technology, especially AI and automation, makes strawberry jam making fun. These technologies have transformed jam making, improving efficiency, uniformity, and quality. AI is essential for production monitoring and optimization. Smart algorithms monitor every step of manufacturing, from sorting strawberries to altering cooking timings. Real-time data informs these systems' decisions, assuring optimal production efficiency. AI analyzes strawberry quality during sorting. The device can detect even minor flaws and immediately eliminate strawberries that don't satisfy manufacturing requirements. Manual sorting cannot attain this accuracy. Production also relies on automation. Fully automated machinery fills, seals, and labels jars at the plant. These machines are precise, filling each jar with the right amount of jam and sealing it firmly to maintain freshness. AI and automation boost efficiency and eliminate waste. Optimizing the production process lets the plant make more jam with less resources, making it more sustainable. After packaging, strawberry jam is sent to shops. The plant has an excellent distribution and logistics infrastructure to get the jam to consumers swiftly and securely. The first step in distributing jars is palletizing them. The jars are securely placed to avoid movement during shipping. Pallets are put into refrigerated trucks to preserve the jam's proper temperature during shipment. Transportation suppliers and the factory's logistics staff work together to deliver the jam on schedule and in pristine shape. Advanced logistics software lets the team track shipments in real time and make modifications to prevent delays. International shipping requires cold chain management. The plant employs cutting-edge refrigeration to keep the jam fresh for global distribution. The cold chain management system keeps jam at a constant temperature, preventing taste and texture fluctuations. Strawberry jam arrives on shop shelves after meticulous production, packaging, and shipping. But the road continues. The firm works closely with merchants to promote the jam and reach as many customers as possible. The factory's marketing staff creates in-store displays, promotions, and advertising campaigns for the jam. These initiatives boost sales and publicity, ensuring the jam reaches a large audience. After the jam hits the market, people must like it. This huge factory's strawberry jam, spread on toast, baked, or eaten straight from the jar, combines contemporary technology, traditional workmanship, and excellence. Strawberry Jam's journey from fields to breakfast is a fascinating mix of traditional and contemporary farming. From planting to packing, every step is intended to provide the freshest, tastiest jam. Remember the extraordinary trip strawberry jam had to reach your table as you eat a spoonful. Behind every jar are committed farmers, engineers, and food scientists trying to provide the greatest product. Expect more behind-the-scenes views at your favorite items if you're inquisitive about other foods' production. Whether you spread it on toast, add it to yogurt, or use it in a dish, you can appreciate the hard effort and inventiveness that goes into preparing strawberry jam, which sweetens your day. If you love learning about how Cadbury Dairy Milk is made, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us bring you more in-depth stories from the world of food production.